Hi! Today we're gonna make Napoleons or Mille Feuille or something like that. And we're gonna use our puff pastry that we made last recipe. And our Napoleons are gonna be super special because it's gonna be a passion fruit and pastry cream Napoleons. Here I have my cold puff pastry, and using some table flour, I'm gonna roll this out very thin so we can bake it to make the layers of our Napoleons, which is classically it's 3 layers. That's what we're gonna do. Roll it to 1 centimeter thick or 0.3 inches. So here's only half of the puff pastry we made last recipe. I never go for the classic, so I'm gonna make circle shapes here and bake it until crispy. Always cut it in one motion. Most puff pastries for Napoleons are baked between 2 trays, so it weights down some of the rice and it becomes super thin even though there are thousands of layers. Here I have my tray with parchment paper, and I'm gonna transfer my circles to this tray.
Not in time, never staying around. If you stop me, then
Dock on the surface of your puff pastry. It will prevent it from rising too much and will also let the air escape. Refrigerate it for 15 minutes. The more drastic you change the puff pastry temperature, the more dramatic the rise will be. So let's say you leave it on your fridge for 10 to 15 minutes and then you place it in a super hot oven. It's gonna rise like crazy. It's gonna be like this big. We don't want it to rise like crazy. That's why we are gonna place a parchment paper on the top of it and then weight it down with another pan. So get another baking pan like this, smaller than the one that the puff pastry is, and put it on top. Bake it at 400 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Then remove the pan from the top and the parchment paper from the top. Sprinkle some confectionery sugar and put it back to finish baking for approximately 20 more minutes or until it's golden brown. You're gonna see it looks crispy. The sugar is gonna help it caramelize. And if you see your puff pastries turning too brown too quickly, turn your oven down to 350. Meanwhile, our puff pastry is crispy. We are gonna make our passion fruit mousseline. And a fruit mousseline is sort of like a fruit pastry cream. It has the same basics, almost the same concept of it. But instead of using milk, we're using fruit juice or fruit puree. I am going to use this passion fruit syrup that I buy. It's not syrup, it's like a passion fruit puree. I don't know where you can find it. If you cannot find passion fruit puree, you can definitely make a puree out of strawberries or any other fruit you'd like. Pour your passion fruit or any other fruit juice you're using in a pan and bring it to a low simmer over medium heat. Meanwhile, we are gonna blanch our eggs with our sugar. My sugar looks a little bit dark because it's organic, but don't worry, it's regular granulated sugar. And whisk it until pale yellow. Like this. Now you can add your thickening agent, which is gonna be cornstarch here. Add your cornstarch and whisk it until all combined. Now that my fruit juice is simmering, I'm gonna temper my egg yolks with some of this juice. So I'm gonna get some hot juice and mix it with my egg mixture. And you can see I have a lot of coordination with my left hand. Oh, yeah, better. So mix it and temper it so the eggs doesn't cook. So now that you feel like it got warmer, you can pour all this cream back to the pan and keep whisking it constantly. We don't want it to create lumps. And eggs cook very fast and very quickly. Keep whisking over medium heat until it thickens and starts boiling. Once it starts to boil like this, you keep whisking for 3 more minutes, and that's it. Any thickening agent that you're using, it has to boil for 3 minutes in order to achieve its full power. Transfer it to a bowl and let it cool. Now my puff pastry is looking good, golden brown, and kind of looks like pita bread, but that's okay.
I hate what you say and I hate what you do. But never did I say I wouldn't steal it from you. And I'll save your grace with the devil in my eye. Everybody knows all the honest ones lie.
So our passion fruit muslin is cooling, and I covered it with plastic wrap. Don't forget to touch the surface of your muslin with the plastic wrap because of the cornstarch. We don't want the skin to form. And meanwhile, we are gonna make the pastry cream. The pastry cream is that basic recipe that I've done thousands of times, and just follow me one more time. Split your vanilla bean in half and then scrape all the seeds off. My vanilla bean was a little bit dry, so I had to cut it in like 78 pieces. Pour your milk in your pan and place your vanilla bean and vanilla seeds on it.
That was fun, but son, off you go. Lord, how thick the cream.
Bring this milk to a boil. Then turn off your heat, put the lid on, and let this steep for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, separate your egg whites from your egg yolks and save your whites for meringues or macarons or something. Now place your yolks in a bowl and add your sugar, just like what we did with our fruit muslin. It's pretty much the same concept. So pour your sugar and whisk it blanc sheer until pale yellow. Just like this. Now we are gonna add our thickening agents, which is flour and cornstarch. Whisk again until everything is combined. I increase a little bit of the cornstarch here because I don't want my cream to ooze all over once I bite to my Napoleon. Back to my milk, bring it to a boil again, and then we are gonna temper the egg yolks with this hot milk. Pour some of this hot milk over your egg cream and whisk it constantly so the eggs doesn't cook. Again, my coordination always surprising me. Right hand? Yeah, I'm right-handed. Whisk it, and then you can pour this cream back to the pan. Whisking constantly because we don't want lumps. Over medium heat, whisk until it starts thickening. When it starts to boil, you're gonna count 3 minutes on your clock, but stirring and whisking constantly. My pastry cream to this container that I left on my freezer so it gets cold. Once the pastry cream touches it, it starts cooling faster. But if you have ice, you can just make like an ice bath and place this on top of the ice bath. I don't know why I never have ice in my house, never had. I do have the plastic things to fill with water, but it never happens. I don't do, no one does, so I never have it. Classically, Napoleon has 3 layers of puff pastry, but classically Napoleons are rectangular as well, and we are making circles. So if you want to do only 2 layers of puff pastry, it's fine. It's gonna look kind of like a cookie, but I think I'm gonna do 3 layers and then 2 layers. I'm gonna try it out. Some butter and cream it with my passion fruit muslin on my mixer, and it's gonna become a very fluffy thing, almost like it's gonna remind you like a buttercream texture. Here we are gonna use our whisk attachment, and if you don't have a mixer, things are gonna get dark to your side, my friend, because you're gonna have to work a lot. Pour your muslin in your mixer and turn it on medium speed. butter into small pieces and start incorporating 1/3 at a time. So first we incorporate the first third at high speed, and once it's fully incorporated, we can add the second third and then the final third. So this is my last and final third of butter, and see how creamy it is? Nice, nice, nice. So now you can increase the speed a little bit, and that's it. Our creamy cream is done and ready. Now we just have to assemble these cuties and enjoy it. I'm gonna start by my passion fruit muslin. You need a pastry bag. If you don't have a pastry bag, get a Ziploc bag and cut the ends off, like one of the ends off, and use it as your pastry bag. Just, you know, improvise. My passion fruit muslin has this amazing texture. Look. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Using a large pastry bag tip, press your muslin cream into your puff pastry.
Sim, são 3 letrinhas, todas bonitinhas, fáceis de dizer, ditas por você. Nesse seu sim assim, outras 3 também representam não, que não fica bem no seu coração. Sim.
Now on the second layer, I'm pressing my pastry cream.
Todas bonitinhas, fáceis de dizer, ditas por você. Nesse seu sim assim, outras 3 também representam não, que não fica bem.
Here I'm gonna sprinkle some confectionery sugar on top, but only on half of it. So I'm covering half with a piece of paper. I want to make it as girly as I can.
A igreja não quis mais do vinho, foi tomar cerveja, voltou ao jardim e tá esperando gente que só disse sim, e tá esperando gente que só disse sim, e tá esperando gente que só disse sim, e tá esperando gente que
This is the result of my beautiful Napoleons, or I like to call it Napoleonzinhas, because it's tiny Napoleon. Here you can see the passion fruit cream right on the bottom, and then the passion fruit muslin, and then the pastry cream, and then a little bit of the passion fruit and almonds on top. Don't get intimidated by passion fruit, the tropical fruit, because it is pretty easy to find, especially online. You can find a puree, or if you have a Whole Foods close to your house, depending on the season, you can also find it. But you can do it with any fruit puree you want. Just, you know, puree it with some water, or depending on the fruit, you can cook it a little bit before, puree, and use it. But passion fruit is my favorite one. It has this distinct tanginess that you feel it, and it's passion fruit, you know it. It's not sour, or, you know, it's just a tanginess that it's amazing. And we use a lot of passion fruit in Brazil, so I'm used to work with it, and I love it. Passion fruit with chocolate is another combination that is heaven. If you decide you want to make the super classic one, keep in mind that the classic Napoleon or Mille Feuille has 3 layers of puff pastry and pastry cream. On top you can either use glaze. I don't like glaze because it's like melted sugar, or, you know, like sugar and water, or just a combination that it's not my thing. But you can also use confectionery sugar on top. It's pretty classic as well. I hope you like the use I gave to our puff pastry. I hope you make Napoleons. I hope you like Napoleons, and see you next week.